That is the hardest part of that ring.
For the hardest part of the ring.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the hardest part of the ring.
Hello and welcome to episode number 69 of Hardest Part of the Ring, the podcast where four friends get together to celebrate the wonder of professional wrestling. My name is Adam and I'm here with three wonderful men. Sam.
Hey.
John.
Hello.
And Brett.
Hey. We're men.
We're wonderful men. Could that be a tagline? Should we get some merch?
Oh, that'd be quite a good tag team name, actually. Wonderful Men.
Wonderful Men.
I don't think so.
The wonderful men of hardest part of the ring.
The Wonderful Men of Hardest Part of the Ring. I think that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, maybe a little TV show. Who knows? This is Hardest Part of the Ring, and we're going to talk about Money in the Bank 2019. But our last episode, should tell you a little bit about that, was episode 68. We did a wrestling roundup where we just talked about anything we fancied, really. I think we covered some AEW stuff, and obviously there's been some big developments there over the last week. If you don't know about that, then have a little Google. What else did we talk about? All sorts of stuff. But now we're going to be talking about WWE Money in the Bank. But just before that, I wanted to find out what you guys thought about the latest development on Raw last night. Very strange. The introduction of the 24/7 title.
Yeah. This is incredible.
Is this not just, has Vince been watching Escape the Midcard?
Maybe.
Because I'm sure they have this title, their own version of this.
Yeah, they did have, at least. I haven't watched it for a while, but yeah. I mean, the crowd, what a flat response. The crowd wanted a hardcore title, didn't they? That's what they were hoping for.
Well, it makes sense because Foley was there. That's what I was expecting. I just thought they might bring back the hardcore title.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that the inaugural winner of the 24/7 title was Titus O'Neil.
Start as they mean to go on, I think.
Yeah.
It seems to me like a lot of this is very much Vince McMahon's kind of... I know he's always been a bit insane with the storylines, but it seems recently he's been incredibly mental.
He's just doing what he wants when he wants. It seems like he's not putting any thought into it.
Almost as if he's doing it 24/7.
Yeah, but it's like he's like, I've got an idea, let's implement it tonight. Rather than
Well, this must have taken some planning because they had to commission the belt. That's to be designed and made. That's probably a couple of weeks.
I'm not sure how well designed the belt has been. Have you seen it?
Yeah. I did see it.
It's not a great belt.
Didn't look great.
It's very much a case of Braun. Give us back the strap from Saudi Arabia. We're going to scribble 24/7 on it.
Yeah.
And jobs are good.
I think we dodged the bullet though, because when they announced this Money in the Bank, I thought it was going to be like a Saudi Arabia belt.
Imagine.
I was thinking about this the other day though. They should do a house show title or something.
Yeah.
Like a kind of, because like that Seth Rollins Baron Corbin match, the Universal Championship. What a fucking waste of time that was. Well, might as well do like a live title or something.
When Brock wasn't showing up, they should have had like a TV title, a bit like Running of Honor
did.
I think there's a lot of talk online saying that this probably will be the belt that might change hands on house shows. But the thing is, it's just going to be changing hands like every day or something. And it's going to have no value whatsoever. I mean, look at that lineup of people who were battling it out for it. It's very much the C-list title, isn't it, or D-list? Even Eric Young got a shot.
Hey, come on. Is R-Truth not the holder?
Yes.
He is.
Yeah. There's an A-lister.
Yeah. R-Truth is the third holder of the championship.
Longest as well, if we count hours.
Yeah. Dearie me.
I do miss the days of the 24/7 hardcore title.
Well, there was a WrestleMania where that happened, wasn't there?
Yeah, that was great. I was watching back some of it the other day, and Crash Holly got attacked by the Mean Street Posse dressed as clowns, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I imagine there could well end up being some like funny WWE.com content, like some video content of stupid stuff like Apollo Crews sitting in the cinema with the belt.
It could be a lot of fun if they really, go into that side of things. But if there's one thing that WWE doesn't necessarily need to improve things, it's another belt.
No.
Yeah.
That's not the answer.
I just feel sorry for the guy who has to look after the Wikipedia page for that belt, having to update his stats at all times.
I mean, how would you guys feel about this, right? a P45 title where whoever holds it at the end of the year can't be fired, and then at the end of every year they just do a string of firings.
I don't think you can get fired or leave WWE at any point, Sam.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that's a job for life.
Oh. Oh, God. Poor Cody.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so 24/7 title, we'll keep an eye on that. But we're really here to talk about WWE Money in the Bank 2019, and we're going to do that after this.
Oh, and a double stop to the hardest part of the ring. Goodness.
There we go, that was a brand new sting, and thank you to Carl Luckhurst for sending that in on Twitter. It actually happened on Money in the Bank. I didn't even notice it. Did you guys spot it?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh. I must have zoned
We just
out for
decided
that
not to tell you, just to let you try and work it out.
bit. Yeah,
Adam.
well, thanks, Carl.
I did
anyway.
think about clipping it, but then I was like, it's going to take effort. I'm going to have to load it up on my laptop.
Adam can do that.
Yeah.
Typical. Absolutely typical. So, Money in the Bank 2019, and I've got to let the listeners know that as we set this up as we were preparing to record, Sam was holding his Money in the Bank lunchbox. Still proud owner of that?
So happy with it. I love carrying it around with me. I've started using it now to carry D&D stuff like a real cool guy.
So cool.
That is
mate.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
filled
that.
with dice and minifigures and a contract that I can cash in at any point.
I think this is your next, if you ever get on another dating app or something, that's your profile photo sorted. Money in the Bank lunchbox. Open it up.
That's why they kicked me off the first dating app.
I miss the going through Sam's Tinder.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
It was. Money in the Bank 2019 was the 10th standalone Money in the Bank pay-per-view. It happened at the XL Centre in Hartford, Connecticut. And again, no attendance on Wikipedia. They're just not adding them on there anymore. So I had a little look, and apparently it gets 15,000 for basketball and ice hockey. So probably a few more than that.
So about
Shoved in
50,000.
Yeah. This is
Broke the record.
Is that enough? More?
there. Yeah.
Let's ask Vince.
The card. Sam, do you want to read out the card?
Yeah, let's go through the card. Yeah, man, on the pre-show we had the Usos versus Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. That was... I didn't actually watch that. We'll come back to that.
Just read the card. Don't review the card.
Sorry. Wow.
Sorry, mate.
It's thrown me right in the deep end here.
Okay, sorry.
Main card, we had Bayley, Dana Brooke, Ember Moon, Mandy Rose, Naomi, Natalia, Nikki Cross in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Following that, we had Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe in the United States Championship match. After that, we had a brief intermission. We had Shane McMahon versus The Miz in a steel cage match. We then had Tony Nese versus Arya Daivari in the Cruiserweight match. We had Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans in the first women's the first women's championship match. Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch in the second women's championship match. You missed one out here, mate. I'm not happy with you on that. We then had Bayley versus Charlotte Flair in the third women's championship match.
He's referring to John. It's John's fault.
Yeah, I did put it in there because I thought it might be, I don't know, spoilers? Who knows? I don't know why I left it out. Makes no sense.
Spoilers.
It's a review.
It wasn't
We're
on the card.
reviewing it, but with no spoilers.
After that, we had Roman Waynes versus Roman Waynes.
Roman Wayne.
Wascally Wabbit, Roman Waynes. Right. We had Roman Reigns versus Elias in a match. It was a match. Following that, we had Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles, Universal Championship. Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens in the WWE Championship. And then our main event, Mustafa Ali versus Andrade versus Baron Corbin versus Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor versus Randy Orton versus Ricochet versus Brock Lesnar in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
No spoilers, remember?
Spoiler
As Brett
free.
said, we're going to do the whole thing with no spoilers.
Oh.
Listeners, please get in touch. Would you like us to continue to read out the card of every pay-per-view? Or is it just us doing a long, lengthy thing of loads of names that you already know about? Let us know. That'd be good. But you did a good job, though, Sam. Thank you. And well done, John, for putting it in the Word document.
You tried really hard, man.
Thanks.
We all try hard every week. We always bring our A game. Key matches. We're going to talk about those first. And we're going to talk about we're going to do it chronologically. So we're going to do the women's Money in the Bank match. Then we're going to talk about Becky Two Belts and her various title matches and all that happened around those. Then we're going to talk about the men's Money in the Bank match. Then we'll move on to the best of the rest, where we'll probably cover a couple of the other championship matches. We'll do worst of the rest, pick a star performer, and then we'll give it a rank out of 10. And then also I should never forget the listeners will also hear from you guys and see what you thought as well. Hopefully you didn't include any spoilers, because that'd be rubbish. So yes, key matches. Women's Money in the Bank match, as Sam said, it included Naomi, Carmella, Nikki Cross, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Ember Moon, and Natalia. And it started off strangely, didn't it? Naomi was in the ring.
Yeah,
that was weird.
That was strange. I love her outfit though.
So her entrance was at the end of the pre-show, the kickoff show. So she literally had like an entrance on the kickoff show, and I was like, "Oh, this is weird. It usually like changes before, you know."
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so yeah, she like they were still talking on the kickoff, and then she had her entrance.
This has made me realise. Yeah, pre-show Jones. We haven't gone to you. You watched it, and we got to speak to you about it. Otherwise, it wasn't worth it.
It wasn't worth it. No.
What happened?
To be honest, it was very uneventful for the Usos and Daniel Bryan. But yeah, I just hate the fact that Daniel Bryan has to now wrestle with Eric Rowan as a tag partner
on the pre-show as well,
and on the pre-show. And the Usos back on the pre-show as well. Like, what do they have to do?
It's weird this match was on the pre-show, and yet the Cruiserweight match was in the main show. I mean, good for the Cruiserweight match, but...
Yeah, no, I kind of actually enjoyed that in a weird way, but we'll come to that later on. But
yeah, I don't know how much detail we'll get to or how much time we'll have to talk about the Cruiserweight match, but it was quite surprising that Cruiserweight match made the main card when there's been so many really strong Cruiserweight matches that haven't made the main card of pay-per-views. And you get the one with Arya Daivari, who I don't, he's all right, but he's not like a showy, spectacular.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Cruiserweight.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Well, maybe or maybe not.
Maybe.
Adam putting his foot down. There will be no Cruiserweight discussion.
Only my opinion will be heard.
Yeah. You guys
my opinion will be heard.
Fucked up the reading of the card and the writing down of the card, so Adam's like, right.
So I'm punishing Brett, who had nothing to do with either of those things. Anyway, yeah, so Naomi came in, and we all know why that looked weird. Brett has explained that. And then we had a match.
Good match, fast. It's really fun.
I thought so.
Did a really good job, especially with, I don't know about you guys, but when Carmella got injured... Kamala. Surprise running. I say running, it's kind of more of a waddle.
Yeah, surprise rolling.
When Carmella got injured, I thought that was a legit injury. Like when they carried her out and she was hobbling out the ring, and the way they reacted in the ring, everything kind of stopped for a little bit. Felt a bit awkward.
Yeah,
I thought she was coming back. I have to
really.
say.
Oh man, I totally falled for it. I'm such a mark.
The way Carmella came back, she moved like the Terminator. It was quite cool.
Yeah.
Man, this was a decent match. I'll tell you what, I'm becoming more and more of a fan of Mandy Rose and, by extension, Sonya Deville, who I hope does really well in the long run. I think kind of they're both actually really impressive wrestlers.
I loved her jacket when she came out, Mandy Rose. That was cool. But she's very strong, and she's come a long way, I think.
I'm liking her finisher. I like her kind of knee strikes. I think she's a decent wrestler. I think if she was on NXT, she'd be close to the top of the card.
Yeah. I mean, I love the bit where Sonya was carrying her over her shoulder up the ladder.
Oh, man, that was so good.
Such good right at the end.
I was really liking that.
And then Bayley sort of stared them out and pushed them off. That was probably the best moment of the match right at the end, actually. It was awesome.
It was. So can we just, talking about the end of the match, did someone predict a Bayley win? Maybe.
Did someone? You, Brett?
Did everyone laugh at me?
Brett, you picked Bayley in the draft as well, didn't you?
I did.
I defended your pick, Brett.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
Yeah.
After laughing, then you were like, no, actually, I'm going to defend this.
Yeah, that's more or less how I live my life.
Very true. It really is.
I thought Bayley was dressed as Lion-O from Thundercats. Her tan was so strong, and then her eyes were like just so blue with the eyeshadow.
There was a strong... They definitely had a tanning salon at this venue because...
They certainly did.
Yeah, the tan was strong in this show in general.
Yeah, it was.
The tan was strong in that one. What do you think about Bayley winning? I mean, I like that it actually got a good reaction because the crowd have been a bit 50-50 on her of late, haven't they?
Yeah. There was a load of hugger signs, though.
Yeah, she was massively
hugger section and loads of... She had a long... Oh, well, later on she had a long celebration. But, Yeah, well, obviously I was really pleased with the result.
Yeah, of course you were.
It was good for her, although I would also kind of say that maybe the reaction was more for the cash-in rather than the wrestler. I think kind of that's what people were hyped for.
Yeah.
No, I just mean her winning this match. There was a good reaction.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll talk about that
I'd
later.
say they've been building her up pretty well recently as well, actually, Bailey.
Yeah.
Is it a big fuck you to Sasha?
Oh, totally.
I think that's part of it, definitely.
Yeah.
But,
Vince is a petty man, so yes.
But if you look at the names in this match, I remember looking at it and thinking, God, they really don't have any of the big stars in this.
Yeah, it's lacking star power, isn't it?
And in a way, you could argue that Bailey is the biggest star there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I kind of think that they need to start building some of these people up to be a bit more kind of legitimate in singles competition. Because at the moment, the women's division has a lot of fodder in it. Like, kind of Dana Brooke, Ember Moon, Mandy Rose, Naomi, all of them. None of them are going to do anything. Like,
I think that's a bit unfair. I just think if they're given time, like we saw in this match, like each one of them had their moment where they sort of shone. I think if you give them their time, they can each one of these is a good performer.
But that's what I mean. I don't think they're bad wrestlers by any stretch. I think they're great wrestlers. I just think they've not been built up in a way which makes them legitimate contenders to win the Money in the Bank.
I think
maybe
that just goes back to our old arguments on the fact that they just don't get time to have any decent matches or build in general. There's only like a couple of women in the roster that get that opportunity week in, week out.
Yeah. This might sound bad, but I hate women. No. I do.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Yeah,
does that
sound
sound bad?
I can see where you're coming from.
This might sound bad, but what I was going to say is they are getting a lot more time and a lot more big matches and headline matches than they ever were.
Yes.
It just so happens that it's just like a select few that are hogging those, but then those few were absolutely knocking it out of the park and have been doing such a great job. So hopefully in time they'll have a bit more rotation. I mean, maybe the likes of Charlotte or Becky might need a bit of time off at some point, just for some rest, and some of the others will be able to step up.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think kind of Bailey having that championship is a good step for SmackDown, and hopefully they won't have Charlotte challenging for it for a bit.
Yeah,
it was great seeing Nikki Cross in this match as well.
Yes, and I'm enjoying the stuff they're doing with her and Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss is another one who should be up there, but obviously she's had various injuries and things.
Another concussion apparently. That's bad news.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but it's nice to have Nikki involved. Okay, I think because we've got loads to talk about, we should probably move on, and we're obviously going to talk about Bailey again a little later. So let's move on to Becky, the champ. Obviously, she had 2 title matches. The first one was for the Raw Women's Championship, and it was Becky Lynch against Lacey Evans. I've got to say, I've quite enjoyed sort of the build to this. I like the whole man versus the lady angle. It's a massive push for Lacey Evans, but I think
it's weird
she's done
when
a
you
pretty
say
good
it
job.
like that, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. But
she I thought she was great in this match, though.
Yeah.
I have to say. Like, there was a sequence she did that reminded me of Naito's Cabron connection sort of thing. She did like a sweet leg sweep and then like the slingshot elbow drop after. It's like, that was nice.
Yeah, that did look good. Yeah.
It's really great to see a new kind of talented wrestler bringing some new stuff to the ring that kind of we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
It's very enjoyable considering she didn't kind of get time in NXT to really kind of show it off. It's sort of it's intriguing to watch her wrestle. It's kind of
and it was
very
good,
cool.
It was good to see them get a proper match as well in this one, because obviously with the double title sort of defense, you thought one might be a bit quick.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Which was I was like, they built Lacey like from the off, not so much in matches, but certainly in camera time, and it was a worry that they were just gonna drop her,
Would you say that all those walk-in entrances to her music and then walking out have actually been worthwhile in the long run? Because we didn't like it, but
don't like it. It's hard to say.
I don't know. I mean, I'd feel like I would have enjoyed this as much without all those walk-on, walk-offs.
Yeah.
Dunno.
Same interruptions and stuff. Fine, with the interrupting matches and the actual promo pieces, but the walk-in, walk-out stuff was.
I feel like it was kind of like a clever way of it's introducing her, and so that so fans who weren't aware of her aren't like, hold on, why is she getting a title match?
So
just so people are aware of her.
Yeah.
During her entrance, obviously, she shot off a bunch of Lacey dollars.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I want a money gun.
So I can. I've got one at home.
Of course you have.
You know, as you do. It's filled with bison dollars. But I can think of...
So cool, Sam. You're so cool.
I know, right? I can think of 2 other wrestlers who have had fake money made after them. And can you...
Shane O'Mac?
Is one of them.
Is Okada the other?
Yeah.
Okay, 100% success.
Yeah. I tried to find a Ted DiBiase dollar earlier to add to that, but I don't think he ever used fake money. I think he was the real thing.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I think Lacey, considering that she is so green on the main roster, she didn't really show any signs of nerves or anything. And I think she's got quite a decent repertoire, hasn't she?
Yeah, she didn't look out of place in this match at all.
No. It's not
She's really owning that gimmick as well.
Yeah, if you think about what we used to say about Mandy Rose and what we used to say about people like Carmella when she was first called up, they were quite limited. And actually, I don't think Lacey is. I think she's going to do well.
To be fair, she did look not like perhaps as developed as she did in this match, but on NXT when she appeared. And was she in the last Mae Young Classic?
She was in the first Mae Young
Classic. The first one, yeah.
Right.
She looked decent in that as well. So I don't think it's a total surprise that she had a good match compared to others.
Yeah. I think one of the things I do quite like about Lacey Evans is they bill her as like this Southern belle, this beautiful, elegant lady. And then you see her back and it is like completely ripped and muscular. It looks like Brock Lesnar's back in Brock Lesnar's heyday.
Well, you can still have a muscly back and be a lady, Sam.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get over my comments from earlier.
But it's interesting billing to kind of bill her as like this dainty Southern belle who looks like she could rip a car in half.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So obviously, I think we pretty much all knew that Becky was going to retire. Or maybe we didn't, because of the fact that she had two title matches. I guess we probably thought she might lose one. So it wasn't a definite result, but that is what happened. Becky won. Obviously, she won with the disarm her, but just before that, we had the whole her shoulders were down and the ref didn't count. And the first of many
that was weird.
Terrible ref botches or weird decisions.
This was so odd. I think kind of it just got to the refs. Like Money in the Bank is the most stressful night of the year to be a referee, because God knows what happens when someone runs out of a briefcase that you've got to actually go over to the time guy and say, ring the bell, there's going to be a match. I wasn't ready for this. And yeah, so obviously there's a lot of stress to deal with. So it's understandable that they made like 20 mistakes.
Is it time to get video replays?
VAR for Money in the Bank, yes.
I mean, Vince-assisted referee.
Oh. It'd be great if you heard his commentary over the top of it as well. Like, what are you doing, you fucking idiot?
So yeah, Becky retained, and a good match, I thought.
Yeah,
good match. And then I bloody loved it when Charlotte's music hit and she just swaggered out with a massive grin on her face.
Oh yeah,
that cocky smirk.
That was some swagger.
Great move, wasn't it? Great decision.
Absolutely.
And I was pumped to see this straight away. And especially, it's a match that we've seen so many times, and a lot of people are on board of it. This sort of kept it fresh and exciting, I thought.
It felt different to the other matches.
Yeah, it did.
Just because it was so hard hitting and like just frantic strikes and chops.
I think they booked Becky Lynch really well for this as well, kind of not having her shy away or be like kind of, I'm not sure, like kind of that smirk and then that straight back in the ring. It was kind of real fighting champion stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the match itself it was like 6 minutes, and I didn't think much really happened. I mean, it was quite heavy hitting, but they didn't really do an awful lot. But it made sense. It made sense why they didn't, because of what happened. But I won't go into that just yet. Brett, do you have any thoughts on the match?
No, I was just going to say this match was also entertaining, but it was more so for all the shenanigans.
Yeah.
Post the match, but during the match and then post the match, that sort of which was good. Perhaps it didn't go on too long. Yeah, because it didn't need to.
Okay.
It was definitely exciting, wasn't it? When obviously Lacey Evans came out, smacked her in the face. And then there was that roll up and the 2 count, which got the crowd and me. I thought that was totally free. Like, it was the closest near fall I think I've ever seen. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I love about this is that, obviously we know what's going to happen. We know what has happened, sorry. I love the fact that it sort of sets up now, like Becky Lynch is definitely going to be staying on Raw, it looks like, because she's got the Raw belt, and it looks like that feud with Lacey will carry on because Lacey basically cost her that belt. So Lacey's going to stay in that picture, and now we're going to have Flair and Bayley as well. So that sort of set up the two main feuds for the women on each brand, and we're going to have Flair and Bayley because obviously Bayley ran down, her music hit. Were you expecting her to come out on the same night?
No, although I suppose they did it last year with Alexa Bliss, didn't they? Yeah. Obviously, she came in just to do the save, didn't she? Oh well, that's what I thought anyway. I thought she was just down to do the save, but
oh man, really?
Yeah, I thought she's. I didn't think she was going to do the cash in then there.
Yeah, they didn't play it like that. They did play it like she was coming in to help Becky. And
I don't know, because she had the case.
That's not the impression I got at all.
Yeah. So you thought she was running down for a cash in?
Yeah, because she had
they could have. Yeah.
She had the case.
But I mean, you win her. You always have to carry it everywhere with you.
Yeah. Sam has to take it everywhere he goes.
It's true. I've got it right here.
There we go.
There you go.
I thought they possibly missed a trick on having Bayley trying to kind of like choose who she was going to cash in on, having two basically knocked out champions. But
it would have been cool if she did Becky, wouldn't it? That would have been such a swerve. Been interesting as well.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense she went for the heel.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, the crowd were fired up for this, weren't they?
Yep.
And I was fired up. Like, I was on the edge of my seat for this. It's really, really cool. She went up to the top rope, did the elbow drop, and she won. And I thought it was a really great moment.
Credit to WWE, because we criticised them a lot for their short, thought-out storylines and stuff. But in hindsight, this kind of, putting two belts on one person and then kind of like sort of having the two matches and the way it all kind of worked out, this sort of, in hindsight, made a lot of sense as to what was going to happen. And it was very enjoyable.
I'd say these two matches were perfectly booked, actually.
Yeah.
You're right. It does feel like they've got a long game with all of these storylines in these two matches. Whereas what we see in the men's match later is they probably don't have much more than a week plan.
No. But let's just like wallow in this like positivity about like a string of matches and the booking there they're doing. Really enjoyable, like goosebumps moments having Bayley win, the crowd, loving a newcomer in Lacey Evans, getting to see Becky and Becky. Charlotte and Becky.
A mirror
Becky
match.
Yes, she's got two belts. There's not two of her. It's really enjoyable. So yeah, let's just wallow in it, shall we? For 3 or 4 minutes.
What? Just silence? We're just
silence, just sort of grinning and remembering.
This is going to be a great podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And I love the bit with Brock as well. That was crazy.
Oh dear. Okay, then let's move on to the men's Money in the Bank match, which obviously headlined the show and had
everyone from the roster on it,
and had Barry. He's not called Barry.
Bazza
Corbs. He's called Baron. Bazza Corbs versus Ricochet. Hey, Brett, you're not allowed to get in on the nickname. You hate it. Barry Corbs. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Boring.
Bazza Corbs again versus Ricochet, Andrade, Ali. Sorry. I totally missed the fact that Mustafa Ali wasn't called Mustafa Ali anymore.
Yeah, when you come to a main roster, you've got to sacrifice a name normally.
Yeah, especially one that makes you sound Muslim.
Yeah, well, I looked into it and I found an article that listed a load of them. Obviously, we're all aware of them, but just to put them all together, we've got Neville, we've got Rusev, Harper, Rowan, Apollo. They did it to Apollo Crews recently as well. Cesaro.
I think he got his back though.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I think no one noticed.
Okay, who knows? Elias, Andrade, and now Ali.
And Big E.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There were quite a few examples. But anyway, let me start who's in this list again. Baron Corbin, Ricochet, Andrade, Ali, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, and Randy Orton, with the 8th spot just open because of the shenanigans that happened earlier in the match, or earlier in the event, sorry. Obviously, Sami Zayn was supposed to be in there. He was found hung by his feet like a bat. Braun Strowman said he didn't do it. Who knows if there'll be follow-up to that story. But yeah, they only had 7 people in this match. What did we think?
Isn't the implication that Brock Lesnar did it?
I kind of thought that on the way home from work earlier today, but I don't think it was.
Braun was adamant that it wasn't him, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I kind of thought, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, Bray Wyatt, that's cool. And then, when Brock came out, I was like, oh, okay, so I guess it's implied that Brock decided to chase down Sami Zayn, beat him up, crucify him upside down, and then enter the Money in the Bank match.
That makes sense.
As you do.
Apparently, I saw with regards to Bray that he was supposed to actually appear on Raw, maybe not on Money in the Bank, but on Raw. But his child has been born, so they've given him an extra week. So the Firefly Funhouse stuff that was on Raw last night was just some like quickly assembled cuts of what's going to be in his entrance video and some old stuff as well that they just put together quickly because he was actually supposed to be on Raw last night.
Yeah.
So there we go. But yeah, this Money in the Bank match. Really exciting. Yeah,
unbelievably good. Yeah,
it was awesome.
Can we spare a minute for Finn Balor's poor man?
Oh my god, he took such a beating in this match.
He took really so many heavy bumps onto ladders. It was untrue.
The sunset flip onto the ladder with the bounce, one of the best things I've seen in my life.
It was amazing.
I absolutely loved that. That was such a great spot.
Yeah, his back must just be completely fucked now because that was brutal. It was the amount of spots he took as well, which ended up with him basically flying onto a ladder.
Yeah.
Every time.
Oh, I mean, what's the deal with this? Because you see this a lot, people taking big bumps on ladders and then just cracking on with the match. I'm pretty sure that if that happened to me, I'd be in a hospital for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Wrestlers are just hard as nails.
Yeah, they're superhuman.
They really are.
Hard as nails, the wrestler.
Yeah, no nails the wrestler.
Yeah, they're all as hard as nails.
That's what we measure wrestlers by, nails.
Yeah, amazing. Any other spots that we wanted to mention?
The Spanish Fly with Ali and Andrade off the ladder.
Oh, I think those two totally stole this match for me. I thought
they did.
Unbelievable performance from those guys.
Even just Andrade, like holding was it Ali? No, who was it? Was it Finn Balor? Someone at the top of the ladder. Andrade like down at the bottom, and he just grabbed the ladder and he started like knocking him.
Yeah, it was Balor
from one end, like rather than the usual way. It was like yes. Like someone's actually using a ladder slightly different and usefully.
Yeah, like he even drop kicked the ladder as well to get someone off, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
he was great.
I particularly enjoyed Drew McIntyre chucking Ricochet over the top rope and through the ladder.
Yeah. Oh, what about Bazakorp's chokeslam on Ali? Did you see that? That was.
I was gonna surprise you guys and bring that up because that was an awesome chokeslam.
One of the best chokeslams I've ever seen. It's
happening, guys. It's happening.
Brett, could you say that was an awesome chokeslam by Baron Corbin so we can cut it out and like keep it for posterity?
No.
Oh,
well, can we talk about Baron Corbin catching Ricochet and then turning that into a deep six?
So
deep
good.
Six. I love a deep six.
Yes,
I do. I love a deep six as well.
I love an end of days.
I'm not mad on the end of days.
Oh, it looks good, I think.
What I also really, really loved is that Randy Orton at the start of this match was like putting through like 3 people through the announce table.
Yes.
And then did nothing else. He like saw all these flippy guys taking all these bumps like, nah, it's not for me, lads. You guys get on with it. I'm just going to chill out here.
I think actually, as much as I rag on Randy Orton these days, and even obviously I will always probably rag on Baron Corbin. I think all the guys in this match like played their part and their character brilliantly.
Yeah,
like you say, from Randy Orton to Corbin, just getting in with those bits. Ali and Andrade, just with all those amazing spots. I mean, I don't know if Finn Balor's part should be just to get beaten every which way in a match.
Yeah, he really took some bumps. But to have Ricochet, Andrade and Ali in one match, it's going to be good. It's always going to be good.
Yeah. Incredible level of talent and hopefully a kind of indication of what the future of wrestling is going to be for WWE, which seems to be kind of going to the sub 200 pound wrestlers now. Like, you wouldn't have thought this at 5 years ago that you'd have 4 wrestlers all under 200 pounds wrestling in Money in the Bank. That's mad.
That's good. Yeah, it's a good point. Although Ricochet did lose to Cesaro again on Raw last night, apparently.
Well, at least it's Cesaro.
Yeah, true.
We all love Cesaro. But
Ricochet will get his time.
One thing I loved about this match, obviously we're going to talk about how it actually ended, but was how right at the end they teased. I know they always tend to tease people going up the ladder and it looks like they're going to win, but because it was towards the end of the match, I genuinely thought when Drew McIntyre went up, I thought, okay, he's going to win, and that's cool. I'm happy with that. He'll be amazing.
Yeah.
And then he got knocked down, and then it was Randy Orton. I was like, oh, they can't, can they?
Yes,
but they
come on,
definitely
Randy.
will. This is so WWE. And then it was Baron Corbin. I was like, oh, surely not, because he's had one of the worst ever Money in the Bank wins ever. And then it was Mustafa Ali, and I was like, yes, come on, let's do it. And then we all know what happens.
It did feel like it was going to be Ali, though, didn't it? I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they're actually going to do this. It's going to be Ali.
I was gutted at this point because I thought, Andrade's been out of the picture for a little bit now. They're going in sequence. We haven't had Andrade yet. I was thinking the guys are going to have to call me Mr. Money in the Bank after this.
I'm afraid not.
I thought, he's going to win it. It's going to happen as the match got closer and closer, and then Brock.
I mean, can we agree that it was quite a good surprise, or did any of you call it?
No, I don't.
You didn't,
oh,
did
God,
you?
No, in a million years.
Yeah,
exactly.
No,
it was a good surprise.
I had the exact same reaction as the crowd. Like, oh my God, it's Brock! Oh my God, it's Brock!
Yeah.
Just that instant surprise was amazing, and then it's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it's gone from Brock Lesnar working a pay-per-view once every 4 months to now Brock Lesnar working a tenth of a pay-per-view once every 4 months.
Yeah.
I do have to say, though, he looked in great shape.
He was loving life, wasn't he, when he climbed up that ladder?
Very trim and tanned.
Well, they all look tanned.
They all look tanned.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, a lot of people are unhappy about it, and you could say the WWE are trolling us. And my initial thought was like, oh, here we go again. But then actually, it's a completely different angle, isn't it? It's not the unbeatable champ who's just going to ragdoll people around in these matches. He's got a briefcase. It could be exciting. It's different.
I think this is actually a genius stroke on WWE's point, because you got to remember, right? Ratings have been toilet for a little bit now, like the lowest they've ever been.
Are we talking about our podcast?
No, ratings on our podcast are as high as they've ever
through
been.
the roof.
Our ratings go up as WWE go down.
Yeah, we're stealing listeners from WWE. We're poaching.
No, like Raw ratings have been very low recently. Ever since kind of WrestleMania, that post-WrestleMania slump has been poor. So from WWE's point of view, they're looking at things and they're like, well, hold on. Things were good when Brock had the title and now they don't seem to be good. What's missing? It's the star power. So from their point of view, I understand why they've brought Brock back. And then from a story point of view, I like how it parallels a lot of what happened with Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar 3 years ago when Seth had the Money in the Bank and he was always teasing it.
My main beef with that sort of thought though is like star power in Brock is like it's sticking a plaster over a problem rather than dinner, because like he's not going to be turning up to Raw each week to improve the ratings, is he? So it's just like it's Vince's like knee-jerk reaction, I think, in this to bring Brock back because the ratings are dire, rather than listening to his creative and letting them do what they've been writing instead of Wildcard and 24/7.
Also, with the new TV deal, he's going to have to go on Raw and SmackDown because those companies are going to want the big guy on their show.
Yeah, well, they've said as much, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think I read an article that they both want, both channels want the top stars.
Vince has got this wildcard rule come into place.
He's blatantly cashing this in Saudi Arabia, though, isn't he?
Oh, goodness. I hope he holds on to it for longer than that.
He is the WWE's Winter Soldier, though, isn't he? They bring him out of the freezer every time they're desperate.
Yeah.
He's got about as much charisma.
Good. All right, but apart from that, I think a really good match.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I mean, I'm not going to say apart from that. I enjoyed that. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
The whole thing was good.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll go with that. As well.
I actually loved this whole pay-per-view. I thought it was blinding.
Yeah,
I'm there with you.
I'll probably agree with you. Yeah. So let's move on from the key matches to the best of the rest. And arguably, there are still key matches remaining that we'll probably talk about. So let's do best of the rest. Anyone want to start? John?
I'm going to go Kofi versus Kevin Owens.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting that you went for this one over the other title match. But yeah, go for it. Why did you like it?
I think it's so good to have Kevin Owens back. I missed him so much when he was off injured. And he just gives the WWE roster something different. Like, I love his viciousness. And he's so good at comedy and serious stuff.
Yeah. Stop clapping.
Yeah.
Stop clapping.
Kevin Owens is just the perfect foil for Kofi Kingston because he's such a great bad guy. And Kofi is such a great baby face, like the true heroic baby face. I just felt this match worked really well. The only downside to this match is I thought the crowd, actually throughout this whole pay-per-view, was really quiet and didn't really get up to the
I didn't really notice that.
I'm not sure. I think the crowd switched on when they needed to.
Well, certainly during this match, I didn't think the crowd were.
But I think kind of this is the point as well where they're starting to get a little bit fatigued. You know, that's pushing that kind of post 3 hours wrestling point where it's a little bit like sore throats are kicking in, and you know they've had some incredible matches to cheer over.
Yeah, I think it was just after that last squash match as well, which probably sucked the air out of the venue a bit.
Yeah, that's very true. I agree with you though. Kevin Owens as a heel is great. I did really enjoy him being an honorary member of the New Day in the lead up to this.
Yeah, it was so funny.
He's great at that stuff. But having proper heel Kevin Owens back is great. And the pop-up powerbomb is one of my favourite moves. His pop-up powerbomb.
Do you know what? Like, watching Kevin Owens wrestle is such a love letter to the Attitude Era. Just the stunner and the swanton bomb. Like, he reminds me of how Velveteen Dream is clearly such a fan of wrestling when he's wrestling, and it's so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
There's a great moment in this match where he went for the pop-up powerbomb and Kofi countered it, tried the SOS, but then Kevin countered that, went for the stunner, Kofi countered that, then hit the SOS. It was so good.
Very good match.
Yeah, very good. And Kofi retained with a shoeless Trouble in Paradise after Kevin Owens took his shoes off. But
Makes sense.
Talking about counters into counters into counters, I think the next best in the rest match makes sense to be the other title match, Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles, which was full of amazing transitions and each of them countering each other. I thought this was an absolutely brilliant match. And for once, WWE had sort of what they'd called a dream match, and it delivered, I thought.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
AJ match for ages.
Yeah, I thought this was an incredible match. I was a little nervous going into this. I thought maybe the two styles won't merge together well. They're quite similar build as wrestlers, but holy shit, they completely knocked it out of the park. This was one of the best matches I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, that
WWE.
Bit where Seth Rollins went to do the curb stomp.
Yeah.
And like AJ like so
Into the
smoothly
Styles
turned
Clash.
it into the Styles Clash. That was just like, that was obscene.
Just before
transition.
That, yeah, they had the stomp but into the calf crusher, didn't they, first? And then they had that reverse DDT in between that, and then the stomp into the Styles Clash. Basically, my notes for this is just a huge list full of spots.
The reverse superplex into the Falcon Arrow style move. Just incredible stuff. A real great match, this one.
Seth Rollins' frog splash. The height he got on that.
So high.
Insane.
Yeah, he fucking went for it with that. It was great to see. Really great to see.
It was so good, this match. It really was.
Yeah.
I actually think this was probably match of the night for me. I really loved this a lot.
Yeah, it was for me, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it was 19 minutes 45, so the longest match of the night. And
wow, that flew past.
The match had 2 Money in the Bank matches in it, so you wouldn't think it would be the longest, but it did fly by. I mean, that's a lengthy match, but it was excellent, really good. Great video packages as well in the lead up. I loved the video of Seth Rollins as a kid and his time in NXT and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Wow. We've flown through our review of that match, but what else is there to say apart from it was bloody good?
It's one of those matches where you just want to tell people, you know what, just go and watch it, because this is what wrestling is at its best.
Definitely.
Yeah. Agreed. Brett, have you got any other best of the best of the rest stuff you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I'm going to throw in the 205 Live match, because I thought, Nice versus Daivari was great. Nice is a machine. Like,
he is a machine,
he's definitely got a build that Vince will love, so maybe that's why it makes its way onto the sort of main card. But like, he is really good. Like, you don't expect him to be as quick or as high flying because of his build, but like, he's just so smooth with it all as well. And like Daivari, like, there was a sequence towards the end where he hit a few moves which I can't remember what they are. One was sort of like a Rainmaker, but it was
the Hammerlock Lariat.
Yeah, a Hammerlock Lariat. That looks so good.
That did look great.
I think that's his finisher.
So I really enjoyed that match. I don't watch 205 Live. I know obviously a bit about both these guys from before on cruiserweight stuff, but yeah, it was a really good match.
I loved watching Arya Daivari wrestle this match, because it wasn't the Daivari who I've come to expect, which is sort of the kind of, he's Middle Eastern and he's a heel and you'll watch out. It was just, you know what, this guy is a cool wrestler who can do some shit hot stuff. And he really showed it in this match. It was really well done. And I think they've kind of, from the way they were talking about him, it sounds like they've booked him quite well. And that this was a little bit of a kind of the best two wrestlers in 205 Live at the moment wrestling, which was great to see.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I didn't feel that way, but there's no need for me to go on about why I didn't. Let's just be happy that you guys enjoyed it. Okay. Any other best of the rest bits? What about Samoa Joe's broken nose? Okay, we're not going to talk. Well, we'll probably talk about that match briefly in the next section. But I mean, it's always good when you get a good little bit of blood like that. And if there's one man who's going to look terrifying with a broken nose and blood all over his face, it's going to be Samoa Joe. When he was at the top of the ramp at the end of that, he just looked so menacing. I loved it.
Yeah,
he's doing all right at the moment, Joe. It's a shame that the match kind of fell the way it did, but hopefully soon he'll get his chance.
I quite like that. I quite enjoyed that match.
I wondered if for a second if he maybe had said to the ref, "Oh fuck, my nose! Please, can we just do this quickly to Ray?" But I don't think that is the case. I think it was sort of like a payback for the WrestleMania match, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When he pinned him, you could see like Joe was like trying to keep him off his face because he went to like roll up and pull, and Joe was like, as if he was trying to get out, but he was definitely like, just stay off my nose.
Yeah. Well, obviously that was what was it, a botch? What happened with that finish? Because that
the ref. Well, the trouble is
his shoulder was way off.
There's quite a lot of it throughout the match. Obviously, the bit where Shane got out of the pin with his leg on the rope, and there was
loads having none of that.
Yeah, the crowd were well onto that one.
There was another one as well. Was it
the Becky Lynch finish against Lacey
Evans?
Oh yeah,
where her shoulders were down. So it felt like there was too many for it to be a botch. It felt like it must be
super weird,
a story, but no story that they've ever mentioned or referenced back to.
Yeah, usually you can tell with the commentary, can't you, whether or not they're referencing it or not, or how quick they are to reference it.
Maybe they've got their earpiece direct to Vince and he's confusing the hell out of them during the match. He's trying to say, right, do this now. And
I like the idea of Vince
what's going on?
I like the idea of Vince just occasionally shouting there, is like, wild card, 24/7. And the refs be like, what?
Yeah, please, just let me focus.
One more best of the rest I really want to mention actually was Elias sneaking out behind Roman Reigns with the guitar and giving him the old smackaroo.
Do you know what? When I saw his name on the card, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we're going to get to see Elias wrestle.
No, that'd be silly.
No. Do you know what? I blinked and I missed this.
Yeah.
I thought
didn't even know it was a match. When I saw it on the card, I was like, did that happen?
Yeah.
The actual shot of him sneaking out from behind the cases, the flight cases with the guitar, and just smashing it over his back was really good. It was really well done.
I thought his promo was good. I didn't rate the song and it went a bit too long, but his promo before that, when because he had the electric guitar and he was like, well, I have to use the electric because my other one's broken. It's so hard for the crowd not to just cheer him because he's so good at that stuff.
Yeah, it's real cheap heat, isn't it? When he keeps just insulting the town, but he does a very good job of it.
Perfect, yeah. And while we're on that match, obviously Roman runs out, Superman punch, Michael Cole, immediately thinking of Brett. Whenever I see a Superman punch, I think of you now, Brett. You must have hated that. Oh, but you missed it, did you say?
No, well, I was watching, but I must have turned around for a moment because literally, I saw them out and talking, and I was like, okay, I sort of wasn't fully invested with Elias doing his crowd stuff again, and then I saw Roman Reigns' face on the screen, and then I turned around, and then it seemed to be over. Yeah, and I didn't even realise there was a match. I just thought it was a interlude promo.
It was weird. That was the point. What is the point?
I know.
I think he'll make quite a good 24/7 champion, actually.
Elias?
Yeah, for half an hour or so.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was best of the rest. So, we chatted about some great stuff there. And we're going to have a quick break, and then we're going to hopefully keep the worst of the rest section relatively short. And then we'll do the other stuff as well. So we'll be back in a second.
Look at this impact here in the hardest part of the ring.
We're back with Worst of the Rest, where we're going to talk about any rubbish stuff that happened. And it was a WWE pay-per-view, so of course there was some rubbish stuff. And I got a feeling we're all going to want to talk about The Miz versus Shane O'Mac.
Oh my God, let it end. Let it die.
I just feel like this is dragging on
I have to say,
time.
I thought in this match when the Miz was hitting Shane with the chair shots again and again and again, he was just saying, "I'm done with this match.
Yeah.
I'm done with this feud.
Please let me move on."
Yeah, let me move on.
I didn't hate the match.
No, it was quite entertaining
it was
with Shane
all
trying
right.
to escape like multiple times straight away.
Yeah.
The
it
end,
had funny
the
moments.
finish was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Where he just slipped out of his shirt because he was
But
so
that looked
sweaty.
quite cool, though. Yeah, I do quite like that. I like the fact when he was lying on the floor and he was like pulling the shirt up onto his belly. Please don't let the cameras focus on my belly.
I have to say, he looked fantastic. Like
Well,
I was going to say, do you know
belly.
what I didn't need in my life was a topless Shane O'Mac.
I thought fair play to you, Shane. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but Shane O'Mac wins again. And obviously the feud's going to continue.
Yeah.
Speculation that it's all going to blow off at Super Showdown, so we're not going to get to see that, which is probably a blessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we
Trouble is, where'd you go after a steel cage match?
A Punjabi prison match.
Oh,
Could you do that in
yes.
Jeddah?
You know what? This feud started in Saudi. Let it end in Saudi.
Yes.
Oh my God, it did, didn't it?
Wow,
God.
incredible. Okay, other worst of the rest stuff. I mean, when we're talking about Saudi, how about the fucking promos where they are claiming that Super Showdown is as good or better than WrestleMania?
Hey, I skipped that. I started
Yeah,
it.
me
It said
too.
that, and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Bye.
Absolutely outrageous. Like, what? Why would they say that? They're like, you know, our showpiece event, our most famous and most brilliant pay-per-view that has been going on for years and has all sorts of incredible history. This corporate shit
Now
show
imagine that
is
in a
as
country that hates women.
good. Yeah. So this one that has no women on it is better, guys. It's better. Please watch it. Please watch it. We really need you to watch it. I hate it.
Yeah. Among all the other awful things that the Saudis are doing
Of course.
in general, it's just it.
But I mean, what a piss take to have that as the promos. Just do the promo the matches, and also the fact that it's Goldberg versus the Undertaker for the first time ever. It's like, nobody cares. It is not going to be good. There is no way it's going to be good.
Maybe 20 years ago.
It's going to be awful.
It is going to be terrible. They're also going to have Finn Balor versus Andrade. I'm like, why do they get to see that?
Yeah.
I want to watch that match.
Well, we've seen it, haven't we? Haven't we already had that? Didn't they have that
I don't
recently?
think in a singles match.
on the on Raw, or I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe.
So
Who watches Raw?
one of the things I actually noticed during this pay-per-view, which I'm not sure goes in worst to the rest, maybe weirded the rest, Aiden English doing 205 live commentary.
Yeah,
Yeah, that jarred. Didn't it?
He
quite
sounds
good,
like Fozzie Bear.
he does. He really does.
It was really weird. I kept expecting him to break out a joke or something.
Yeah, he was quite good though. He had these little speech prepared at the end, didn't he? I can't remember what he
Yeah.
said, but it was clearly pre-prepared.
Totally.
Okay. Any other moaning to do, or should we move on?
Oh, I've got one more little worse for the rest. I really like the backstage bits they did throughout this pay-per-view.
Oh,
with
yeah, I
Brock
do
and-
as well, actually.
But the first one where Triple H was on the phone,
Oh yeah.
he had about 20 Buddha bracelets going up his arm. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, sure, one. Okay, one. If you have to have one, have one. 20?
I think a lot of those are the Connor's Cure ones, though. For that
Yeah.
kid who died from
What have you got
cancer.
against curing child cancer? I'm pretty sure I've asked that
I
question.
don't have
before on
anything
this podcast.
against it.
It's a classic John
just have
question.
one.
Yeah.
Just have one. That's all you need.
Okay.
20 is too many.
I
Especially for a
actually-
man his age.
I love the backstage segments they did for this
Yeah.
because it was a
I thought they were
coherent
great.
story.
Yes, and it built Braun up again
Exactly.
as well.
Yeah. God,
So
it was
good.
pretty
Although
good.
at the
this.
cost of Sami Zayn.
Yeah, we're going to get to overall rank in a minute, and I think it's going to do quite well, this pay-per-view. Star Performer, we're just going to pick a VIP from the event, and then also we should have a little look at who we pick and who picked them in the draft as well, see if anybody's been biased or see who's done particularly well. So, Star Performer, Brett, who are you going to go for?
Well, I not being biased, I was going to go for Finn for taking all those bumps in that ladder match.
Ooh,
What a champ.
Okay. John, you've got Finn in the draft.
Oh,
Very
fantastic.
nice. Sam, who are you going to go for?
I was also going to go for Finn for taking those bumps because, god damn, what a
Yeah,
champion.
he deserves
Yeah.
something for all that.
John, who are you going to go for?
I'm too classy to vote for someone on my own roster, so I'm going to go Bailey.
Nice.
What's this collusion? What is this? What's going on, guys?
Guys, get rude.
Adam?
Well, I was going to go for Finn Balor's back because it's not. I mean, he didn't really do a huge amount, It was his back that did all the work.
Fundamentally does belong to Finn Balor.
Yeah. Bailey makes a lot of sense as well, and I completely overlooked her actually. But I think I'm going to go for Lacey Evans because it's a big old spot she got put in there, and I think she did really well. And I like the women's right. It's cool that it's just a punch, and I think
does look good though.
Yeah,
does look good.
And just looking, Sam had Lacey Evans. A good pick, Sam, because it looks like she's going to stay in the title picture for a little while.
That's fantastic news.
Good stuff. Overall rank. Let's give it a score out of 10. John, what are you thinking?
8.5.
Wow.
Cool.
I thought this was such a good pay-per-view. Start to finish.
That's great. Brett?
Just shy of John's. I gave it an 8 because I did think it was a solid pay-per-view.
Okay. Sam?
I was going to go for 8.25.
That's okay. That's good. That's good for the average because it means now we're averaging 8.25. So really I should pick that. So then the score will be easy to work out. But no, I went for 8. I just thought, I just really enjoyed it and I wasn't expecting to. And if I'm honest, yesterday I met with, I was speaking to Mark Haynes from WrestleMe, and I said to him when I met with him, don't tell me anything about Money in the Bank. And he then went on to say, oh, don't worry, I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's really awful. So I started watching it thinking, oh, here we go, another rubbish one. And it wasn't at all. It was really good.
Yeah. Cheeky name drop.
Yes, he slipped that in, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, that brings us a beautiful average of 8.1875. That's right. We're adding more decimals to our ratings now to make this a lot more granular. 8.1875.
Okay, so 8.1875 puts it just below Evolution 2018, which was great, and just above Hell in a Cell 2018.
Which was amazing.
Yeah, so very good score. And so nice that we've just had a run of pretty decent stuff, haven't we? I mean, when's the last time we had something awful?
Next week with Saudi Show.
Fastlane 2019. Anyway, no, we're not going to do Super Show.
Fastlane's always bad.
It is indeed.
Didn't you give it a 10?
Oh, I gave it 9. I gave it a 9.8.
You gave it 9.8. Sam gave it a 2.
It was a great pay-per-view. Great pay-per-view.
That was the most controversial scoring we've ever
you started arguing. That was brilliant.
Yeah, hated that. Brett, you weren't here and we needed you to calm everyone down. Okay, that is it for the review of WWE Money in the Bank 2019. And after this short break, we'll be back with some listener thoughts.
Oh my God! X-Plex on the side of the ring!
Right, John, what did our listeners think?
Well, Alan Rolfe's been in touch. He says women's Money in the Bank match felt frenetic and dangerous. Good stuff.
Frenetic?
Wow,
you made up a new word.
Frenetic or frantic?
Frenetic. We're keeping it. We're going with it.
Okay.
Men's Money in the Bank match was fantastic. 6 of the men and Randy putting in a shift ultimately for the big bad Brock.
Yeah.
Sad face. Moo. AJ and Seth, very good. Cool to watch them every event. Bailey cash-in was great. The rest, meh, weird, dodgy refs.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
Fair. You agree with us, basically. That's why we kept your...
Yeah. The ref, I'm still perplexed by the refereeing. I just don't...
It's such a weird thing. Do you reckon it was just a bad night for them?
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe one of them fucked up. The first one legitimately fucked up, and then Vince was like, right, we have to make this a thing now. Everyone has to fuck up.
Or Vince was like, right, you fuckers, you have to make sure you call this all down the line properly and don't make any mistakes. And then the pressure was just far too much for them. Who knows? Anyway.
Oh, man. I was dreading this listener comment because of the name. Aaron Nix.
Aaron Nix. Oh, this is hilarious. We always mess up his name.
Sorry.
But it doesn't matter. I do it as well. It's Amir from the Smart Plug. Oh, it's not even Smart Plug anymore. It's Wrestle Plug Podcast. Sorry, guys. Anyway,
Wrestle Plug.
Aaron Nix is his wrestling name.
Oh, I'd love to get an update, actually. How's the wrestling stuff going?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should let us know. You should ask Brett as well. We'll do that next week.
Oh, okay. Can we set up Aaron Nix versus Brett?
Well, funnily enough, guys, in fact, I should tell you this straight away. Brett, you might not have seen this on Twitter. Sorry to put a little break into the listener comments. But before Aaron Nix said his thoughts on Money in the Bank, he said, never mind Money in the Bank. I hear Brett is training at Q Wrestling. So Quality Wrestling. That's the Q Wrestling is their Twitter name. And I couldn't think of a better time to promote our blossoming podcast relationship than if I choke him out and Heel Nick Payne can finally be a host for you. So Heel Nick Payne, obviously regular listener. I mean, he's an OG, isn't he? He was there since day one-ish, episode one-ish, and
down since day one-ish.
He appears on the WrestlePlug podcasts now, So Brett, you up for that? Do you fancy being choked out by Mitch?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Can we build to a Survivor Series match in November with the WrestlePlug guys?
Oh, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we'll think about it.
I've met some of those guys and I'm a little bit afraid, so
I'm absolutely terrified.
I might be Jimmy Mouth of the South for that one.
They're probably all bigger than us, aren't they, actually?
What did Ahmed say about Money in the Bank?
Sorry. Anyway, excellent match quality throughout, bar the US title match, which is dead to me. Best men's Money in the Bank match of all time, in my opinion. Ooh,
you know what? It's probably a decent shout.
Yeah, it was very good. Gutted for my brother Ali, though. Lacey Evans proves she's a star. Bayley deserved her moment, and Seth and AJ had a match worthy of NXT TakeOver. 8 out of 10.
That's a great description. That it was an NXT style match.
Yeah, totally agree. Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
Anyone else?
Finally, Jamie Reeve says Seth versus AJ was on fire. I think he said on fire. There's loads of...
It's fire
Seth
emoji,
versus
fire
AJ,
emoji.
fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji,
fire emoji.
fire emoji, fire emoji.
It's on fire. Fair enough. Glad to see Bayley get some well-deserved success. Lesnar, Money in the Bank, makes me want to stop watching Raw and SmackDown Live. If it goes to BT Sport, then I'm definitely done. Ooh.
I mean, to be fair, you'll be saving yourself 6 hours a week. So.
Yeah,
that's a win.
Just read the highlights and watch the little YouTube videos.
I maintain SmackDown's decent. Raw is... I can't get on with it. Sorry. Anyway, we digress. We're done with listener comments.
Thank you, listeners, for getting in touch. That was great. Next podcast is going to be... it's going to be good. We are watching some good wrestling at the moment because we're going to be talking about AEW Double or Nothing, which is this weekend.
Yes. Wow. What day is it on, actually?
Was it on Saturday or Sunday? I don't know. But not only have we got the main card, but obviously we've got the pre-show, which has got the Battle Royal and Kip Sabian in a singles match, Jimmy Havoc in the Battle Royal, and loads of great matches, and it's really intriguing. So I think we're all looking forward to that. Should be a fun one.
It's bank holiday weekend as well. It's fantastic.
I know it kind of follows on from the whole kind of like all-in sort of card casino theme, but Double or Nothing is an interesting name because obviously, if it's not double, does that mean it's all going to fall apart and it's going to be nothing?
Oh. Watch this space to find out. Nice, Sam. Really building the excitement for that paper. Brett, do your thing.
So if you've got any thoughts on Sam's deep thinking just there, you can email us to hardestpartofthering@gmail.com, or you can tweet, Instagram or Facebook us. We are at hardestpartpod. And nothing to do with Sam's thoughts, but you can buy some merch of ours at hardestpartofthering.bigcartel.com.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thanks to everybody for listening and downloading. If you wanted to leave us a little review and a rating on iTunes, we'd really appreciate it. Haven't said that for a while. But yeah, please do. Please do. But until next time, it's goodbye from me, Adam. Goodbye, Sam.
See you later, man.
Goodbye, John.
Goodbye.
And goodbye, Brett.
Bye.
That was the hardest part of the ring.
Good pod, guys. Frenetic energy.
That is the hardest part of that ring.